Hello everyone and welcome to United Red Devil TV, and we're back with our slightly later than scheduled transfer news and rumours show on this fine Saturday afternoon. And without further ado, we'll jump back in to the news and rumours that have been circling around, and things are still as hot as they were yesterday. That's regarding to the news, not the weather. And just wanted to wish everyone a welcome and hope everyone's doing good today. Without further ado, we'll jump in. Manchester United have made a winning start to the new Premier League campaign last night, thanks to an 87th minute winner from summer signing Joshua Zirkzee. Matthijs de Ligt and Nassau Mazraoui also made their debuts during the opening game of the season, with the latter starting the match at right back and was replaced by his former Bayern Munich teammate inside the final 10 minutes. Zirkzee had come on the hour mark and combined with fellow substitute Alejandro Garnacho to break the deadlock. Throughout the summer, manager Erik ten Hag and Ineos have been busy in the transfer market. De Ligt, Linioro, Mazraoui and Zirkzee have arrived at Old Trafford, all with a point to prove. United have moved away from signing superstars like Casemiro or Rafael Varane and opted for players 26 years old or under. Supporters should expect more movement before the window concludes, with Jadon Sancho touted with a switch to Paris Saint-Germain, despite rebuilding his relationship with the manager. Sancho is also said to be receiving interest from Chelsea in a surprise move. It comes amid uncertainty over the future of Scott McTominay at Old Trafford. The club will also continue to look to add Ten Hag's options in midfield, with PSG's Manuel Ugarte as a priority target. And I do believe that Manuel Ugarte is actually handed in a transfer request at PSG. He was left out of the squad on last night as well, because it was PSG's opening fixture in League 1. Mark Owen's been talking in his infinite wisdom once again. He told OLBG that United should stick with Marcus Rashford rather than sell the misfiring forward. Personally, I don't agree with that. It's a really strange situation with Marcus Rashford. There are very few players that are so good like Marcus and score 30 goals in a season and then go and score 8 goals last season. Yeah, it's because he's inconsistent, Michael, mate. You need to open your eyes, bruv. Having such a contrast in your output is quite rare. Not with him, it's not. It's regular. Which leads you to believe that there's something going on that we just don't know. But the thing with Marcus, he can still be a great player if you've got a ready-made homegrown player that has all the ability in the world, that has been there, seen it, done it, that has proven that he can do it and scored the goals that Manchester United need, and he's right under your nose. You've got to move heaven and earth to get him playing. People talk about moving him on and things like that, but you've got someone that you know can do it already there, so I suggest you look a little bit more inward and try to improve what you've got. I would definitely be in the camp of keeping Marcus Rashford. Well, I'm in the camp for not keeping him, really. I'm trying to get the best out of him because his talent is there in black and white. No, it's not, because it's inherently inconsistent. We've seen it before. No one can doubt it's there. Well, it's gone missing again, hasn't it, really? It's just going to take someone to bring it out. No, and I know exactly what you're hinting at there, Mr. Michael Owen, because you're trying to hint at having Erik ten Hag fired, and you can do one. Scott McTominay has been on the radar for Fulham this summer as they look to strengthen their midfield. The Scottish international has been the subject of 3 bids from the London club, with the latest valued at 25 million. That's new ones, because I've not seen a 25 million bid from Fulham. The last one was 23 million, and that was their second bid. United have rejected all the offers so far, as they are hoping to attract bids in the region of 40 million. Not happening, because he's got a year left in his contract, and he did that last year. And I do not want to see him still here at the club at the end of the summer transfer window, which we know he's going to be, probably. According to Italian newspaper La Repubblica, McTominay is taking his future back into his own hands this summer by contacting Napoli boss Antonio Conte about his desire to leave the club. It is believed the Serie A club want to add Scott McTominay to their midfield, but they are waiting on Osimhen to leave before making an official bid. Well, that's absolutely nonsense about them not having the money, because they put in a bid for a different midfielder, was it a few days ago? The Reds are thought to be keen on adding to their. Well, it's not they're thought to be keen. They need it. There's no two ways about it to add into their midfield this summer with a lack of central options in the squad. Casemiro is not seen as a long-term solution. No, he's not. To partner Manu and PSG's Ugarte has been eyed as an alternative. While De Jong was the target for the Reds in Ten Hag's first summer at the club, it is not believed he's on the radar at the moment, thank to God, because he has no desire to play for Manchester United anyway. According to reports on Football 365, United have proposed a swap deal with Barcelona to sign De Jong this summer. They claim that the Reds would be willing to offer Sancho in return for De Jong. The proposal is thought to be intriguing Barcelona, with the La Liga giants believing that Englishmen could drastically improve their forward line. Yeah, but he wouldn't. Whatchamacallit? But he wouldn't. Whatchamacallit? He wouldn't agree to come here anyway. News just come in today that former United defender Phil Jones has announced his retirement from football. Speaking on the one we have to pay for the TV licence, Radio 5 Live, Jones said, "My career finished shorter than I would have liked. I'm a glass half full. I've completed my A licence, and I want to get out there and challenge myself in coaching. Ultimately, I want to take charge of a team. I'm determined to get there." The 32-year-old made 229 appearances for the Reds after moving to the club from Blackburn in 2011. Speaking to the media after the victory over Fulham, Ten Hag explained why Sancho missed the game. Jaden in the week had an ear infection and was not 100% fit for this. He could play, but if you can make choices, I made the choice that we preferred other players on the bench. Oh, here we go. This is awesome. Looks like we're going to be stuck with Hannibal for another season then, until his contract expires. Rangers reportedly do not have the money to sign Hannibal Maysbury permanently this summer, which is the only way United will let the player depart. Football Insider claims the Tunisian international has been identified by the Glasgow club as a player they are keen on. However, it is acknowledged that moving for their targets will be tough after their midweek elimination from the Champions League. Oh, they haven't even got into the Champions League. Oh dear, Rangers. The outlet claimed that the Celtic. It should say that the outlet claimed last week that Celtic were seeking to hijack any deal done by their old firm rivals, which would be welcome for United. They would seemingly use any fee from selling Hannibal to fund further signings this summer. United have been credited with an interest in Rennes left-back Adrien Truffert. French sports newspaper L'Equipe claims that Nottingham Forest Wolverhampton Wanderers are among several clubs with their sights set on the 22-year-old. Truffert has only recently returned from representing France at the Olympic Games, resuming training on Tuesday. PSG are also said to be a fan of the fullback, but it is acknowledged that Rennes have previously rejected bids for the player. Truffert has 2 years remaining on his contract with the Brett Breton club and is represented by the same agency, CAA Stella, as Kobe Manu and Luke Shaw. That's interesting. Morgan Schneiderlin has announced his retirement from football 7 years after leaving United. The 34-year-old played in Greece for newly promoted club AE Kefisia last season. He failed to stay in the top flight after the first time of asking. The move came after a 2-year contract with Turkish team Konyaspor was mutually terminated after only 10 days. Before that, Schneiderlin spent three seasons at Nice, spending the last 6 months of the stint on loan in Australia at Western Sydney Wanderers. The French club are the team he signed for from Everton following 4 seasons at Merseyside after 2 at United. Oh, he could have been so good, but just failed to deliver. I was excited when we signed him from Everton. United will reportedly step up their pursuit of Manuel Ugarte over the weekend and into next week. Football Insider claims that the club are pushing to agree a deal with PSG and advance talks to sign the Uruguayan international. It is widely reported that Ugarte is keen to join United as the Parisian club head coach Luis Enrique has frozen the midfielder out of the squad. The sticking point is still over a fee, as PSG are said to want over £50 million. That is around the fee they paid Sporting to trigger the player's release clause last summer. There's stuff about Edison today. United are reportedly in constant talks with Atalanta and the representatives of Edison over signing the Brazilian international. AS, who interviewed the midfielder earlier this summer, claims that they are one of several clubs that have inquired about Edison this summer. Aston Villa also repeatedly want the player to replace Douglas Luiz. He went to Juventus. Juventus also tried to sign him this summer, but their relationship with the Birmingham club is said to have soured. Atletico Madrid are also said to have made a £38 million bid, but Atalanta won £51 million. The Spanish side have since moved on to signing Chelsea central midfielder Conor Gallagher. Victor Osimhen, Napoli reportedly need reportedly needs to cash in on Victor Osimhen before signing Scott McTominay. Repubblica reports that the Italian club can only advance negotiations after receiving that windfall from Osimhen. It is said that McTominay has told their head coach Conte he wants the move, but United are not considering loaning the player and want around £25.5 million up front. Rai reports that United would only be open to a loan if that includes an obligation to buy the Scottish international, but you can't do that. You can't do that because he's only got 1 year left of his contract. You can't loan him for a year because when January rolls around, he'll be able to sign a pre-contract agreement with Napoli and leave for free. He's not leaving on loan. He's just not. McTominay featured as a late substitute during the club's opening game of the Premier League season against Fulham last night at Old Trafford. Manuel Ugarte's representatives are reportedly confident the client will sign for United this summer. HITC claims is the case, citing sources with George Mendes trying to break the deadlock between the Reds and PSG. It is said that Ugarte is not considering offers from elsewhere as a result, as he intends to sign for United. Fabrizio Romano reported on Friday night that the player is now pushing for a move after becoming tired of PSG at the stalemate that has gone on for months. This summer, Ugarte was not named in the team's squad for their season opener against Le Havre last night. Oscar Zambrano has signed for Hull City on a season-long loan mere months after being linked with the move to United. El Futbolero reported in January that the Reds were interested in the Ecuadorian international. Brighton Hove Albion and Luton Town were also said to have been keen on the midfielder, with Fabrizio Romano later claiming Bournemouth were also pushing to sign the player. Bundesliga clubs Freiburg and Stuttgart were also linked, while Zambrano previously went on trial with Ajax in 2022, with Colorado Rapids and Sao Paulo said to be interested the following year. However, a move to Hull has now materialised, with the Championship club having an option to make the deal permanent. Scott McTominay reportedly prioritises a move to Napoli, but talks said to be taking place with the player's agent. Sport Italia reports that Antonio Conte is keen to sign the midfielder and claims figures are being discussed with the Italian club. McTominay came on as a late substitute last night against Fulham, another club interested in signing the Scottish international. However, he repeatedly prefers to move to Naples rather than West London. United rejected multiple bids from the cottagers this summer, and it remains to be seen whether Napoli will pay what United want for McTominay, with the Reds needing to sell before sanctioning another signing. I just got the feeling he's going to end up staying. This morning we had 22 players training, and if you ask all of them, they want to play against City on Sunday, but that's impossible. Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca said, speaking ahead of Sunday's clash with reigning champion City, when you train every day and do not get any minutes, it is not good for them or for me, and I need to make a decision. Probably it's better to leave and go and get minutes. The transfer window is open, so we will see what happens. According to the one we have to pay the TV licence for, the new Chelsea manager has told England defender Ben Chilwell that he can leave the club this summer. The fullback has suffered with injury problems since arriving at Stamford Bridge, and earlier this summer Manchester United were linked with a move for the fullback. It was claimed that United were considering an approach for the left back to bolster their fullback positions. Jadon Sancho's future at Old Trafford reportedly remains open as we enter the last fortnight of the summer transfer window. Before the beginning of pre-season, it seemed almost set in stone that Sancho would be leaving the Reds. Both the Englishman and Erik ten Hag had a difficult relationship last season after the winger was dropped for the Arsenal defeat at the Emirates Stadium. Sancho declared himself a scapegoat and was subsequently exiled with immediate effect and sent on loan to Borussia Dortmund in January. Since his return to the UK, the 24-year-old has buried the hatchet with Ten Hag, which seems to have opened the door to him staying at the club. Manuel Ugarte is reportedly pushing like crazy to join United from PSG. Fabrizio Romano claims that that has become the case over recent days after touring with PSG for their failure to find an agreement for him to leave the club. Ugarte, like Jadon Sancho, was not part of their season opener against Le Havre, but unlike Sancho, there was no reason for that absence. Romano also reiterated that United must sell a midfielder like Scott McTominay before signing the Uruguayan international, unless PSG drop their price enough. He has also insisted it remains possible that Sancho will leave. Mate, just do a swap deal then, bruv. Is it really that hard? Jadon Sancho was not named in the Manchester United squad for the opening day against Fulham, partly due to an ear infection. Sancho made his competitive United appearance in nearly a year as a substitute in the Community Shield against Manchester City last week, but was absent from the matchday squad for the 1-0 opening day win against Fulham. United manager Erik ten Hag clarified Sancho was fit enough to be included, but opted to name Alejandro Garnacho, Joshua Zirkzee and Anthony as the attacking substitutes. And I think that is it for now, everyone. Yeah, so that's everything up to just gone 6 o'clock. I will be back again later with an evening update, which will probably be a little bit shorter. And thank you all for watching. Thanks for all the subscribers. I've got up to 14, I think, now, which is great. And don't forget to drop us a like, share the video around, and if there's anything I have missed, please drop a comment down below so I can go and check it out. And if you're new, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, tap the bell icon so you don't miss a video, and we'll catch you in the next one.